welcome to this video, and here I am going to be showing you where is what on Canva. I told you earlier on that the essence of this is so you know where to go to when you are looking for a particular thing. I really want to do this video so as to make your journey through the Canva interface or environment easier for you. I would not love to start digressing when I start showing you certain designs that you need to make. I won't want to digress and start looking for where is what, or get you confused about how did she get that, okay? So I'm going to take you round and round, and so this video might be a little bit long, but you need to be patient through it and watch it, because if you don't get this, you might not know where I'm picking my elements, my tools from. So the major thing I'm going to show you are the tools, the elements that you will be needing for your design. Okay, so once you enter into your Canva, you find your interface like this. I told you it might not be exactly like this because I'm on the Canva Pro, but you're still going to have an interface that lists out designs like this. So say for example, you have a design in mind that you want to make. Maybe you have somebody that wants to do have a birthday, and the person wants to make a birthday flyer for them, but right here you can't really see birthday flyer. So what do? You click on this search button here. Okay, you click on the search button there, and what do you type? Birthday flyers. Like I said, I do not know that thing that you type on Canva that you do not find. I don't know yet, but in case you find out, please let me know. So you type in birthday flyers, and then you search, and then it goes through the archive of what it has and brings you numerous types of Canva birthday flyers, and you can see, then you can pick any of these and then decide to work. These are called template. They are done for you templates. They already have text and all of that, but of course they might not have the name you are trying to put on it. They might not have the image you are trying to put on it, and that is why you can edit them. So that is how you search. So what else can you do with this? You can choose category. Okay, you know you need birthday flyers, right? But what is the category you want? Do you want it to be a portrait? Do you want it to be landscape? Do you want to use it for an Instagram post? The reason it's asking all of this is because the dimensions and the measurement for these flyers, for where you want to use the flyers, are different. What will size into an Instagram story is different for what will size into an Instagram post. Did you get? So depending on what you want, you can choose the categories. If you want a star, maybe you want it to show people that are happy, that doing their birthday are happy, or you want it to be very colorful, or you want it to be very simple, then you just pick those things. Okay, the theme, whatever you want. Okay, if you have a particular color in mind, choose the color. It's going to bring designs for that birthday flyer that has that color and all those filters you have chosen. And when you click apply there, it prioritizes what you have chosen and gives you design. Can you see this? Amazing. This looks so beautiful, but it's because of the things you've chosen. You chose colorful, you chose happy. Can you see that lady smiling out there? So these are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful things you want to be able to make use of on your Canva. So let me go straight into it so that I'll be able to tell you. I'm going to click on one of these flyers so that I'll be able to show you some tools on Canva. These are the major tools you use for every design platform or software or tool. There are tools you use. Okay, so those tools are what you use to take in your element, take out your element, arrange things, and like use for all the principles that I've told you about, and likewise all the element that I've shown to you. So here we have like the major element that I've shown you, right? I showed you text, which is type or typeface or font. You can see that is one here. We have that, and we have images here. Okay, we have a background here too, which is the texture. That we have the image of this lady here too. It's refusing us a click, but of course we can. Okay, so we have that here. That image came with that background, and that is why you are not able to click it. But major thing I want to show you here is not about this design. We are not designing now. I just want to show you tools. So you can see a purple line around this square, and that's because I'm clicking on it. So if I click out of that canvas, if I click out of that design box and I click outside, this is what it brings. Like, it's just like this. There's no tool. I can't see any tool here apart from what I have up there. So let me start from what I have up there. That image looking like the home symbol, once you click it, it takes you back to the home page. So here, what do you have here when you click on this dot? In case you want to create a new design directly, you can create it from here. Maybe you want to show margins, you want to save, you can click on all of that and do it. The kind of views you want to have, if it's a grid view, a thumbnail view, then you click it. I don't want to can you see here? You can see the number of pages you have down here because of the kind of view you chose. But if you go back and say the scrolling view is what you want, then when you scroll this, you will see that it creates another page for you. Okay, so you can go back there again and say, oh, I want a grid view. Can you see that? So definitely I just would go for the scrolling view like I did the other time. So that is what those are the things you get when it comes to this part. You can decide to just go around it, and can you see a particular margin? If you can see like very tiny trace of margin, that's just to show that you can work within that part, you can work outside of it likewise. And you might also look at showing print bleed. So there are a number of things that you can do using that. You can see that line too. Can you see another line? There's another line there, because once you are printing, it's not the entire thing that comes out, but that is if you're going into printing. We are going to look into that as we go along, but majorly I want to run quickly. So the next icon here you can see is the resizing tool. For example, now this is 210 by 297 millimeter. Okay, that is the size of this design, but I can decide that I want to be able to put it on my WhatsApp DP, and this size is not going to fit into it. So if I know that size already, I can just come here and say I want through. I've been using this size, this ones you saw on the recent, and that's why it's listing them there. But in case you don't have, I love to use inches. If you know your measurements in pixel, inches, millimeter, or centimeter, feel free to use it. I love to use inches, and then I can pick 3 by 3. Then I'm going to resize. If you say copy and resize, it will maintain the one you have already. And if you say just, can you see that it resized it into the shape that I want without distorting the design? This is one of the great features of Canva, because if you are working on other softwares, you can't just squeeze a particular dimension into another dimension. Most times you have to create another dimension and create another design, or try to start working around, which is really going to be stressful. But Canva helps you to like bring together a particular dimension into another dimension easily, like in the most easy form. All right, so that's one of the things you do there. Here, this download button is where you save your design. So it says saves as, and immediately it starts performing the magic to save. I'm going to cancel that because I'm not ready. Here also is for your download system, depending on if you want to download it, do you want to share the link, or do you want to go to other apps? That is what that is for. So I'm going to go to the things that we have underneath here. So I'm clicking out now, and we obviously don't have anything. Yeah, but immediately you click on each element. Each element has tools that will be needed to fully optimize them. And what do I mean by that? For example, when you click on a text, there are a lot of things you can do on a text. You can change the color of a text, you can change the size of a text, you can change the font style of a text, you can change the outline of a text, you can change the format. Maybe you want it bold, maybe you want it italics, maybe you want underline. You can do a lot of things on a text. So you need tools to be able to get all of these things done. And if you click on an image, there are a number of things that you might want to do on an image too. Okay, so each time you click on different elements, Canva gives you the tools that you need to really optimize that element. So I'm going to click on the text first of all. Can you see that immediately some tools popped out beneath this design canvas? So the first thing you see here is the edit, because of course Canva believes that if you're using a template, you might want to edit, or even if you did it from scratch yourself, you still want to edit. So if you click on the edit button, it gives you the permission to edit and change this. You can say happy birthday or happy celebration. Can you see that I can change that? And that's the edit feature up there working for me. So I can click on any text on my design and use this edit button to edit the words or the text in the design. So, and now I've clicked that the tools are gone. I want to click back again. Okay, so the next feature that you get shown once you are clicking on a text is the font. I already told you the importance of font, so I won't go back to that. So once you click on the font, if you are on the pro version, it brings you a lot of fonts, a lot. You can see these crown symbols. A lot of amazing fonts are not available to people who are using the free version. But of course, if you're using the free version, you still see some fonts, maybe about 10 or 15 fonts there. But here you have a lot of fun here. Okay, a lot of them, like a lot of them. And I really do advise that you subscribe to this so that you can have access to all of these things. So let's see. I just choose this. You can see it's rolling up there and it changes the font for me because that is the instruction I gave to you. So that is the way you use that function called font. The next thing is the font size. Do I want to increase the font size? I can decide to pull this line, this button here. Okay, you see that's too big. I can decide to reduce it, or I can decide to edit the number here and just put the number that I want. Maybe I just want 8 and I'm going to type enter. Can you see that? Don't worry about my arrangement at this point. I'm only trying to explain tools to you, and that is what I need you to focus on. So the next thing will be the color of that text. It's saying, do you want to change the color, or are you okay with the white, the black color? I could say no, 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 I'm not okay. I want it white. Amazing, right? I want it green. Oh no, I want it pink. Of course you don't want it pink. I want it blue. I'm just trying to go around this just for you to see. I've explained how you can come here and pick the color of your choice using the HEX number. Okay, so I'm not going to go back to that, but that's to show you that you can select the color of your choice for the text you are looking forward to. If the text you are using as an outline color, you are going to see two options of color here. It's going to bring color to you twice. So one is going to be representing the outline and one is going to be representing the fill color. The fill color is the color that the text really holds, and then the outline color is the color around the line of the text. If you find a text like that, you see it there, and that is why I'm saying it. So the next tool is the format tool. What does it do? Once you click on it, remember we are still on our text. Here you can click on the B to have it boldened. You can click on the I to have it italicized. You can see like something leaning forward. You can click on the U to have it underlined. Can you see that? Everything is underlined. The reason why you cannot click on the bold here is because some particular fonts don't allow for it. For example, this font is bold already, and that is why the bold feature is not here. Some other fonts too don't permit italicizing it. So if you cannot do that, you are going to see that the buttons here are not active. Okay, but for other fonts you would see that that might really be applicable. And then this small letter and big letter A are just a way for you to go around your text case, uppercase, lowercase, middle case, whatever. Okay, can you see that? It's a way for you to go around it. And so the next line that you can see is your alignment. Beautiful. I've explained alignment to you. So this text, which alignment do you think it's taking already? Which alignment? Obviously the left alignment. So once I click on it and I go to my format, the left alignment is what is clicked on, which means that is the alignment that this text asks. So if I want it to be center alignment, I click on this center. It came to the center. Like for that box of text, it came to the center. Okay, it doesn't mean that this is really centralized for the entire design, but it came to the center for that entire text. And if I want it on the right hand, it comes to the right. If I want to justify it, it justifies it. But the reason it's scattered like this is because we don't have enough text to fill it in. Okay, so if I type more things here, let me just type something more here. Can click here and let me type something more. Okay, you can try to expand it by the side. Can you see that it looks better now? So instead of having so much space, we can just try to increase it by the side a little bit, and then it comes together. So depending on what you want to achieve, you can do that. Let's move quickly through this. The next thing is the spacing. And what is this spacing? You have line spacing and you have letter spacing. Letter spacing is the space between your letters, your alphabet, the space between O, H and the space between H and O, the space between O and P, the space between P and E is your letter spacing. But your line spacing is the space between the first line, the second line, the third line. I'm going to work around that. So if you feel like you want letter spacing, you can, if you increase it, can you see the space between the letters are increasing? Okay. And if it's line spacing you need, once you're increasing, you see that the lines are increasing and you can bring it backward and bring it here. But this point where you met it is like the normal space, okay? But you can decide to move it backward and have it like this and have the like the letter spaced out. The reason why this is coming down is because this is not widened around this place, okay? So you can do all of this with your design. All right, okay, so let's get ahead. The next thing is effect. What effect can you apply to your text? What effect can you apply to your, once you click on effect, you see you can apply animation effect on your text. You can apply shadow effect. You can apply a lot of things. This design has shadow already. Okay, can you see? Immediately I clicked on that shadow. There are a lot of things here. If I want none, obviously the moment I saw this design, I already know it has shadow because there's a little bit of something like behind the text. So if I click on none, can you see it's different? It might be a little difference, but yes, it's different. Can you see this is different too? Okay, so immediately I saw it, I knew there was shadow. So when I got here, you can see that the shadow is highlighted, meaning there is shadow in this design. So I can decide that, okay, I want to give it shadow. Let's look at my settings for the shadow. What direction do I want the shadow to go? Or how transparent do I want the shadow to be? Can you see that the shadow is increasing? And let's change the color of the shadow so that you can see. Can you see that now? You can see it better now because I've changed. Let's go back to effects. Because I've changed the color of the shadow. Let's click on shadow again. Can you see that? Immediately I increase, you can see something black coming up, coming up. If I want it to get blurred, everything here is just affecting the shadow, okay? Not necessarily the text. I can blur it down. I can say which direction do I, can you see the direction changing? Look at it keenly, the direction is changing. You can see, you can offset it, you can you see that something is happening to this? So just choose the best settings that you think you want on your design and then do them right here. There's still a number of effects, things like the lift. You can click on it. Hollow, can you see? What that means is there's no fill color in your text, but there's an outline color. So you can click on it too. Can you see the thickness? It's asking you how thick. Can you see it's getting thicker? It's getting lighter or thicker. So if you want your text to not have a fill color and to have an outline color, that is where you can get it done. Quickly, let's move. Some people could be amazed that wow, we have a number of features like this on Canva. Yes, can you see? Just walk around these things. Echo, that's to give an echo effect. This is a glitch effect. If you click on it and do the settings, you're going to see it come out nicely on your design. If you want a background on your design, can you see? You want a background behind just your text, you can achieve that. You can change the color of the background by clicking on the background and coming to color here and changing the color to whatever you think works best for you. And also you can come to shape and decide that I want this curved. Can you see the words are curved? Some people have always wondered, how do we get our words curved on Canva? Can you see? And you can increase or reduce it. You can increase or reduce it, work around it. Okay, I'm just going to, so if you do anything on Canva and you feel like, oh, I don't want that anymore, you can undo. And the way you undo is by going to this top side on your Canva and click this back button. So it keeps coming back. The things you've done keeps coming back because yes, I just had to show you that rounded figure. That's not what I want. The next thing we want to look at is transparency. You can decide that you want your word transparent. And this is where you come to. Once you click on transparent, you come here, you can see it fades off and then it comes back to life. If you don't want that. The position, do you want it at the top? For example, this text is on top of the lady holding the phone. If you think you want it at the top, like the top of this page, you can click the top it goes up, middle, it comes to the middle, bottom, it comes here, left, it goes left, center, position. This is just the positioning of your design. If this lady was an image that I placed there myself, this image came with the background. If that lady was an image, I will be able to take it backward, like I will be able to use this backward and forward feature. But because it's a background, so I can't take the text behind the background. That is why those two features are not there. Okay, so the next thing is the node. Sometimes lifting the designs around might not be comfortable for you, and you just need a little bit inch down or up. So you can use this or nudge to just move around some little ways there. So that's the function of that. Comments this, you don't need this link. If you want to add a link, if you want to lock it, meaning you don't want it to start moving around, you can lock it. Once you lock it, it doesn't move around, and you can unlock it too. So more, when you click on more, what you have there is copy and paste. Of course, you might not necessarily have to come here before you copy and you paste, because if you click on this text, looking at this text, you can see the delete button and then the plus button. If you click on the plus button, it's going to duplicate this image for you. Okay, so you might not necessarily need to go there to copy and paste, except if you need the copy and paste feature for something else. But here you can also select multiple. Maybe you want to select a number of things and lift them or move them at the same time. Instead of moving them one after the other, just come here and click on select multiple. It tells you that the first thing what you selected is number one. What else? So if I click on another thing here, it selects it together. I click here, select it, I click here. Now I have 4. What can I do? I can decide to just move them here and release them. Immediately I release it, it goes apart again. But if I click on this group, it groups it together such that everything becomes one, and I can move everything together at the same point. Okay, so that's how important that is. All other things are not really essential. If you want to download the selection, you can download it. And I think I'm going to end this video here, since I've shown you the major things for the text element and the tools that you can use for them. I'm going to see you in the next video, where I explain to you the elements or the tools involved when you are dealing with your images. See you in the next video. Bye.